Now, let me say this: no matter what you brothers think, he's not a pimp. Okay, understand.
Hey, Kevon, it sounds like he from East. It sounds like he's from East St. Louis. So I don't know.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, baby. St. Louis City, West Side all day.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We right up I-70 East from you, so we understand.
Yes,
KC get love. KC got love all day.
That's right.
That's
right.
So, Will, I'm gonna come back to you on something, but I wanted to talk to Kevon and Keith real quick on something. I was thinking about because they when I was coming up, and I won't put no age on it, but I was
okay. No, age is okay. But let me say this before you started speaking, or when you first started speaking, Mr. Billy Bird.
Sure.
I heard that in your speaking voice, man. I heard it in your speaking voice.
He's smooth.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm sorry.
No, but I appreciate that. I was, me and my brother and my cousins, we thought we were something, and so we were after six. So it was after six. No, but we did that ready or not, man. Couldn't nobody tell us nothing about. But then when I was in school, they called me Billy Face because I knew every Babyface song.
Yes,
it was. So when we talked about bringing when DL was talking about you guys coming on, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be crazy right here. Bring y'all on because I've been following you guys forever. But what I wanted to say to you was, because I go back to the deal, with Babyface, and I go back to when they go, all the way back there, and I'm not sure if you guys are already started, if y'all already were doing music prior to that or not. But what I wanted to ask you was, we've seen Levert come from OJ's, and we've seen so many people come from legacy. They come from their father or brother and all that. How were y'all able to establish? Because that's one of the hardest things to do, is to come from a person or from a group who were already hitting it hard, and you don't want to come in looking like I got my deal because of this person, or I don't want to look like this person or sound like this person. How were y'all able to come and not sound like, even though your vocals, are supreme, how were you able to come in and not be labeled as Babyface brother in them?
Well, gosh, Keith and I met in Indiana University. Now, we're not going to put numbers and times on things, just so you know. Okay.
I got you.
A while back, and we were in a course called IU Soul Review, and that's where we began to forge a relationship. And it was a singing group, is what it was. So Keith and I, on our summer months times off, we would come back home to Indianapolis. And my brother Melvin, we would all join together, and we would do. Y'all might be too young to know what I'm talking about when I say gong shows, but we would we would do gong shows. So we were creating what was, I'm not going to even say no names about what we called ourselves. Let's just say we was winning the money.
Okay.
We had not. I don't think that we had actually established what the sound was of After 7. I don't think that had to happen, and true enough, it was some nepotism that took place, opened the door that allowed us to be signed sight unseen on the strength of LA and Babyface are these new hot producers, and all they had to hear was, and y'all got some brothers, we'll sign them. They figure don't fall far from the tree. But in terms of the sound, that sound really got established when we got into the studio, because the truth of the matter is we sang, but we never sang a song of our own. So when we got into the studio to record that first album, it was the first time that Melvin, that me, that Keith and I were all singing
cliffhanger. He hit us with the cliffhanger. Keith, if you want to jump in and finish that, you can.
Well, we were all we were like guinea pigs, and so, but the difference is that Kenny had heard us. I mean, Face had heard us back in the Edmonds home, and we had recorded some demo stuff for him that they ultimately took to Los Angeles. So he had an idea of what we sounded like. Plus, he was around the house when we were doing the, Kevin, Melvin, and Keith thing. So he had an idea, but at the same time, we didn't know who we were. So the only music we had ever sang was somebody else's music, as Kevon was saying earlier. And so we didn't know what we sounded like until we got into the studio. And even once we were in the studio, it took a lot of guidance and direction from Face and LA to develop that sound. So we were like little guinea pigs. If they say jump right, we went right. We went left, we went down. It didn't matter, but it's just ironic that the sound and the blend was phenomenal and sweet, tender, and the contrast between Melvin and Kevon's voice is what lifted us to those high highs. The smooth and grit, it was too much for people to believe that it could come out like that, but it did.